Hello again. We are often assured that the increasing number of ethnic minority MPs in Britain's Parliament is something we should celebrate. It is not true. It is terrible for democracy in this country. The reason I say this is that many of those MPs have less interest in their own country's affairs than they have in what is happening thousands of miles away in Pakistan and the Middle East. Health Secretary Wes Streeting scraped home in his Redbridge constituency with a wafer-thin majority of 500 votes. He nearly lost to an independent Palestinian Muslim candidate called Liane Mohammed. Her campaign centred not around what was happening in Redbridge, but rather what was going on in the Middle East. Now, local council by-elections in Redbridge have resulted in Nur Jahan Begum being elected. Her chief demand during her campaign was for justice for Palestine. I give a link to news of this in the description to this video. At one time, local councillors were voted in because of what they said they would do for residents about rubbish collections or parking restrictions in the area. Now they are elected because of their religious affiliation and concern for international affairs. In this way, local democracy in British cities is irreparably harmed, as nobody is interested anymore in the local area as such. Very much the same thing is happening on a national level too. 50 years ago, MPs in this country were arguing about and campaigning for or against a third airport for London. After Heathrow and Gatwick, we have of course Stansted and Luton. But the aim was to have a third airport specifically for London. Where would it be? Older viewers will probably remember this particular controversy. In the early 1970s, some favoured the Thames estuary, Foulness, say, and others a village in Buckinghamshire called Cublington. This was British MPs arguing about an airport in this country. Now, though, when MPs gather together to talk about a possible new airport, they are more concerned about one which they feel should be built in Pakistan to make the lives of their constituents easier when they visit their families in Pakistan. I'm not making this up. In the description to this video, I give a link to a bit about a committee of 20 MPs who have drawn up a demand addressed to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Yeah, you did hear that right. This letter to the Prime Minister of Pakistan was sent on paper headed by the crest of the House of Commons and signed by 20 MPs. Why are British MPs more concerned about dealing with the Prime Minister of Pakistan than they are in thinking about problems in this country? MP Tahir Ali explains. He writes, "This week I attended a press conference ordained by Mohammed Yassin MP, where 20 cross-party British parliamentarians requested for an international airport at Mirpur. There has been a long-standing promise for an international airport in Mirpur, which has yet to be met. This causes significant issues to a number of my constituents, who are having to drive over 3 hours to get to the nearest airport in Pakistan. I will continue to push for this cause and pursue this issue until permission is granted for a new airport." Mirpur is in Kashmir, 4,000 miles from Westminster. When first I read that piece, I honestly I couldn't persuade myself that it was actually concerning MPs in this country. The tone of the thing, the name of the MPs involved, and the fact that it was addressed to the Pakistani Prime Minister honestly made me think it was something to do with internal Pakistani politics. This then is the true face of diversity in both local and national democracy now in Britain, because rather than devote their attentions to matters in this country, MPs and local councillors are now more worried about what is going on in Muslim countries than they are about events over which they can actually have some control in Britain. This is a terrible state of affairs, harms democracy, and it's getting worse by the day.